So my second topic of the episode is about our channel. So, more in particular, is a new idea that I have for a new segment that we're going to implement here on Real Talk with Tom and Joey, because we're just looking for new content, especially because Game of Thrones, unfortunately, is coming to an end very soon.
And we'll not see it for a long, long time.
There was a rumor that it was going to be 2 years, and I almost threw up after I read that.
That's not going to be fun.
No. So with Game of Thrones coming to an end soon, we need something else to push out there to keep. And it's just, we want to expand our content and do more things.
Yep.
And in reference to my new show idea, I kind of miss talking about current event type stuff. So my idea for a new show, and obviously the main reason why I wanted to discuss this as a topic is because I want to get your guys' feedback. So if you want to let us know in the comments, and if you're listening to us on the podcast form, you can go to Patreon, or you can go to youtube.com/TJENT and then click on the video and then comment there. That'd be pretty dope.
And then you can let us know.
Yeah, let us know what your thoughts. But I digress. The idea that I wanted to have implemented into our channel was kind of a real talk with Tom and Joey from all angles, and the title is in work in progress. So that could be part of your comments. Let us know the title. But the idea is that we would address the top 3 stories that are on each website. So probably we would do with 4 different news organizations, and they would interchange throughout each week that we would do them.
Except 2.
Yeah, except 2, because the 2 that we wanted to address every single week is CNN and Fox News, because those are the 2 most popular networks. The 2 most, like, the places where people get the most of the news, whether...
Pretty polarizing, too.
Yeah, exactly. It's one that people most talk about, and how they express their news is one of the main topics of what people talk about when it comes to Fox News and CNN, like, against each other. So getting both of those perspectives would be cool on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. And then the first other 2 that came to mind when I was talking to Tom about it was NBC and like Breitbart or something. So the main idea, you can kind of see the theme, is that we want to get complete opposite views and perspectives on specific stories, because like we were talking about earlier, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be talking about the same stories and the same situations that happen.
They're just going to pitch it totally differently.
Yeah, and that's one of the main emphasis that I wanted to get with our show, is that I wanted to address the way that they express their news, because we all know that fake news and, like you said, how polarizing certain news organizations are, that's a common topic in today's society.
Yeah, and it's the idea of they're going to be the same, but they're going to turn it in a way that makes you think a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just diving into the details and figuring out, okay, this is corroborated, is this junk? What is this? What does this mean? I mean, in today's society, information can travel at lightning speed. That also means that misinformation can travel at lightning speed. And to be quite honest, there's just so much news out there that, I mean, we'll probably get pissed doing the stories, but I would just like the opportunity to just say how fucking stupid that this is news.
Yeah, exactly.
Stories are. Like, some of the stuff that people get all bent out of shape over, people freak out about, is just, it's nuts.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy.
Because when it comes to the top 3 stories, we definitely want to avoid talking about Trump as much as possible. But obviously, he's going to come up specifically when you talk about dealing with a show that's surrounding
the US?
Current events, yeah, and anything with the U.S. in particular. But another thing I wanted to add in also news organizations such as AP, the Associated Press, and Reuters as well, because those are 2 news organizations that I go to. Without a doubt, I trust anything that they publish on their website,
right?
Because they
have
no
taken down later.
Yeah, exactly. They have no political bias. If they put misinformation in a tweet or in a post, they tweet the correction. Like they'll say, this tweet was deleted because of this. An upcoming or an updated tweet is upcoming. So then they would tweet the corrected information.
Yep.
So it's like they check themselves. They only put shit up if it's verified, and they don't have a political bias.
Agenda,
or agenda. That's a better word.
Now it's nuts.
Yeah, because regardless of whether you view that maybe Fox News and CNN publish certain stories that are inflammatory in either way, like either on the left side or the right side, there's definitely a political bias when it comes to those news organizations.
And it's, I mean,
because both will always...
Who would argue against that?
Yeah, because they always report legit stories, and we're not saying that every single story on either of these networks are politically politicized in a certain way, but there are a lot of stories when it comes down to that.
Is there anything with news like segments that you can't stand? Because I definitely have a few.
What do you mean?
Like, is there something that a certain news station does when they do a segment or they break off into something? Is there one that just makes your blood boil?
I think I know which one you're going to say is that the huge panels that people do.
No.
I hate when news organizations bring in celebrities to talk.
Oh, really?
Or like maybe not celebrities, because that's disregarding some celebrities that may have like are intelligent on certain situations. But I mean, just as a reference, I told you about this the other day. I was at the gym and I saw that Ted Nugent was on Fox News talking about Charlottesville, and it's like, I'm sorry, if you want to get certain celebrities and polarizing figures on the show that may be intelligent when it comes to that, or may have like a valued opinion when it comes to that situation, but I'm sorry, like Ted Nugent, you should not have him on your news channel talking about something as polarizing with Charlottesville, especially when we've heard Ted Nugent's past comments.
Yeah, I can't stand when there's opinion pieces, like, so they'll be like, oh well, this isn't fact, this is my opinion piece, but I'm right. I'm right about this, but this is my opinion.
Even if they label it an opinion piece?
Yeah, I hate it. Because what happens is you get these guys that come out and they say, okay, these are all the facts you need to know. This is how life works. The way that they present it is a way that they are saying to everyone that's watching, this is exactly how it should go. This is exactly how the way things are. This is what they want you to believe, but this is what you should believe. Oh, but this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
And I just think it's pretty disingenuous for someone who's working in the news organization to abuse their own power to basically just force feed their own beliefs down someone's throat instead of just, here's what we know, make up your mind.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty stupid.
So you would just have articles that just simply present facts and that's it?
Yeah, and just talk about what and say, well, this is what some people are saying, these are what other people are saying. What do you think? I think that's a lot better than, if you think that I'm wrong, then you're an idiot.
I think the counter argument to that would be, I think opinionated pieces to a certain extent are valuable. I mean, the ones that are just completely outrageous, that have no sense or no like fact-based claims, those are outrageous enough to the point where those aren't needed. But I think certain opinions can take facts and understand them and present them in a more creative way of how they can be interpreted. Maybe like as a collection of facts, not individual facts. Like they're making a twist or an opinion on a situation where it's like you can't argue what actually happened.
Right.
But they take facts and generate an opinion from it to kind of present maybe a way forward from the situation that they're talking about.
But what they do is they present only the facts that help support their own personal beliefs.
That's true. Absolutely.
They just get up there and they just go, okay, these are the facts. Nothing's ever wrong. This is exactly how it is. Yada yada yada. But that completely aligned. I've never seen someone go out there and completely poke holes in their own beliefs.
Because
why not?
And that's the thing I learned in college, especially when it comes to writing research papers, because that's something I implement in all the research papers that I've ever done, is present your argument and then dedicate a section of your essay or of your article, whatever you're writing, to the opposite side would say this, because then what you do is you say the opposite side would say this, but this is why it's wrong.
Yeah.
So it's not, I'm not
this
just
is how I would say it.
Yeah. I'm not just straight up coming to you and saying you're wrong with no basis in fact.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you why you're wrong.
And in general, I just feel that, I mean, I think it's stupid that news anchors are millionaires in general.
Yeah, that they get paid just outrageous amounts of money.
Because then what are they going to do? They're always going to go report the stories that make the most money. And guess what? The stories that make the most money, I mean, they may, I say no one cares, but obviously they do.
Yeah.
But I don't want to hear it.
And in terms of news anchors, especially in the first one that comes to mind is one of my all-time favorites, Sean Hannity on the Fox News. He's one of my favorites. I like the guy. Really respectable guy. Yeah. But he was in a Trump presidential ad. So it's like, how can you be a news reporter and report unbiased, quote unquote, unbiased stories and situations and appear in a political ad for a presidential candidate? How does that simple fact of him appearing in that commercial or in that presidential ad not completely negate almost everything he talks about? Because how is he not going to spin or put language into the story that he's talking about that will somehow support Trump?
Right. And he's definitely not alone. There's other anchors that do similar stuff.
Yeah. It's like, I don't even think, I mean, by all means, they have the right to their own opinion and their own beliefs, but when you're presenting stories.
This is your profession.
Yeah.
Suck it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Other people have to do it in their jobs, and it's working out fine.
Yeah.
But your job is to present information, and it's up to the people to interpret information. So shut up. Keep your own belief system out of it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously this kind of sidetracked into another conversation, but this general conversation of these certain news organizations come back to the reason why I want to do this show is because I want to be able to talk about current events because, like I said, I miss being able to do that. And because when you talk about it, and especially when we do it in a show form like we do, it forces you to read more up on it and learn more about it.
Right, yeah.
And the more you talk about it, the more you learn about it.
Yeah.
So when it comes to certain situations like that in current events, that's one of the reasons why I miss talking about it. But I just want to be able to show from all angles. Hey, plug. Yep. I kind of like that name, but definitely I'm way open to a better suggestion. But I think it's just worth it for people because and it's like we were talking about earlier with Charlottesville, when you see other perspectives and when you see what other sides are talking about in terms of the rationale of why they're saying what they are, it helps improve your own beliefs because maybe you hear that and want to say, I wonder if that's true. Because that's when I listen to people like Ben Shapiro and Milo, it's like I hear that and it's like, I wonder if that's actually true. And then I go and look it up and read about it and learn from it.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm hearing these different opinions that don't align with mine, but I might not agree with them, but it forced me to go and read about the situation.
And the other thing is you disagree. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that's fine.
Yeah. It's not life or death situation.
Yeah. I'm not going to hate a person because we disagree on something.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's sports. There's millions and millions and millions of fans that don't support the team I support. Mm-hmm. So what?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone acts like it's this violent attack on your character just because someone has a different idea. Suck it up.
Yeah. So, and then the last thing I'll talk about in terms of this topic in particular with our new show is it'll work the same way as our normal Real Talk with Tom and Joey works is with throughout the week. So you'll get 2 videos a day. One will be more of the random topics like we're doing now that don't really have to do with, that aren't polarizing. Though I mean, I guess Charlottesville was, but that was more so our just reaction to it. So they're going to be more random topics, but then also you'll get each topic throughout the week. So each day will be like a different news organization. Will be the top 3 stories from that in particular, or that particular news organization. Or maybe we could even do it where we look at one story. If they're talking about the same thing, we could work at one story from each news organization and have that be an episode.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we can go back and forth on it, and we can always brainstorm.
Depends what's there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you'd have to have the same story.
Exactly,
so you're right. So more than likely, we would do it with 3 stories from each news organization throughout the day, but it would generate a full episode. So the same thing, a full episode would go up on Friday. And if you miss the individual episodes and you just want to listen to the whole thing as a podcast, if you're making a long commute, it'll give you the ability for that, and it won't skip. You'll just hear each news organization, each story.
Yep.
So yeah, that's kind of a new idea because like we said before, Game of Thrones is coming to an end, and we want to be able to expand.
And I can talk about it.
Yeah. And I can talk about how much I'm going to miss Game of Thrones, but we already know that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm really excited to do it and really excited to see where it goes and how well we can present the information. If I can put out exactly what I envision, because God knows that's a good feeling.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. If you want to have any opinion on our new show, or if you want any input, or if you have any ideas for a new show that you'd rather have us do instead, let us know in the comment section below, or as always, go to patreon.com/TJENT, where you can let us know your responses there, and we will read them and listen to them and take them to heart. I promise you that.